Hannah here, and today we are sewing up the kids' Preppy Polo shirt, and I am really excited, mostly because my son loves colored polo shirts. He has to wear them for school, but he begs me all the time to put colors on everything, and so now I can. Yay, I'm so excited. So we're gonna sew this together, but before I do though, I'm gonna remind you of our fun fan giveaway of $50 Ellie and my gift certificate. And all you have to do is subscribe to our channel if you haven't, and then comment below and let us know what you love about our patterns, what your favorite pattern is, what your favorite color is. It really doesn't matter. Just chat with us, and that will enter you to the giveaway. So we give that away monthly. So every month we give a $50 Ellie and my gift certificate. So go enter. Pause, subscribe, enter. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I already cut up my pattern and all my pattern pieces. And let's go. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my placket and I'm gonna grab my interfacing, and I'm going to put my interfacing on my placket, on the back of my placket, however your interfacing tells you to do. I'm just steaming mine on. And I'm doing that for both plackets, my two plackets. And then I am going to go ahead and serge one edge of my placket. So I serged one edge, I'm gonna serge the other edge. I already did that part with my other placket. If you don't have a serger, you can finish off the edge of the placket however you wish to do it. You can do it with a zigzag stitch and then a stretch stitch on the inside. You're just finishing that placket, that side of the placket. Okay, so now that our placket is finished, we're gonna go ahead and put it aside for a minute. And we're gonna grab our front of our shirt and we're gonna fold it in half. Half, 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 half. Fold it in half. After we fold it in half, we're gonna do a memory fold right here at the middle so we know where that's at. We're gonna open it up. Okay. And you know, this fabric, it kind of looks like it could go either way. But then I looked at the balloon and realized, oh, that's a hard balloon. It's not supposed to be upside down. So I cut it wrong side. But you know what? My son will think it's the funniest thing that his shirt is upside down. Like, he always, he's so funny. He always thinks stuff like that. Anyway, let's move on now that I've pointed out my mistake to you all. So we're gonna grab, and where do you see, you probably can't see it from there. Actually, you kind of can. My line right here where I folded, my memory fold, we're going to go ahead and mark from that memory fold a ½ inch out to each side. So here's a ½ inch to this side, ½ inch to this side, and then ½ inch to the other side. Chicka chicka choon. Cha-choon cha-choon. And I am going to make a line, and you can actually mark it however you want to. And I know probably not the best thing to be doing it with pen, but I'm gonna just try not to mark it all the way down. And I don't have I really need to get a fabric pen. My friend, a friend of mine had one and it was awesome, but I don't have one. So I'm not even going all the way down. I know that I could go even lower than that. So I'm gonna go a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, let's go all the way to right here. Was that ½ inch? You. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to grab my placket, and I'm going to measure my placket. I'm gonna grab my placket and I am going to measure, so like ½ inch from the bottom. Okay, and mark it. So now my plackets will have like marks ½ inch from the bottom. You see that? Right there. Okay, now I'm gonna place my placket with the raw side, not the finished side, but the other side. I'm gonna line it up to that mark that we made on our shirt. That mark that we made that's 1/2 inch from the middle, we're gonna line them up, and we want the finished edge to be on the outside. We want the finished edge to be on the outside. And now I'm going to pin it on. Pin it on. And I am going to edge stitch my shirt, my plackets on. Whoop. That pin just went flying. All right. So I'm gonna edge stitch all the way along that line right here, at the edge, and I'm gonna stop at this 1/2 inch line that I drew at the bottom. So I'm going to edge stitch all the way down. I'm gonna edge stitch all the way down to that line. Stop at that line right there, okay? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with my sewing machine, and then we'll move on to the next step. Again, just all the way down, edge stitch right there. All right, edge stitched on. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our scissors, and we're gonna cut our shirt right next to where we edge stitch, carefully not to cut the thread, and we're gonna go all the way down to that mark that we made. That mark that we made up the 1/2 inch. We're just going all the way down to that mark. Make sure you don't cut the thread. And we stop right at that mark. Okay, so now that we stopped right at that mark, see, it's gonna go down. That little piece of fabric is just hanging right there. All right, we're gonna grab our placket, and we're gonna fold it right over, okay? And we're going to steam. Fold it in half towards the middle. Fold it in half towards the middle. Ta-da! Okay. Then we're going to we'll start with the one on the left, and we're going to fold it over and tuck it underneath the fabric. You see how it's gonna go underneath here? So we're folding it over and tucking it under. I'm gonna steam. And then we're gonna fold the other one right on top of it and tucking it under as well. So they're both in there. And we steam. They're right on top of each other. And we're going to steam them on top of each other. See it right there? And on the back, you have that piece hanging down. Oops. They're hanging out on the back, and you have that piece hanging down in front of them. Okay? So now I'm going to turn it right around again. And first I'm going to sew a straight line. A straight line right here at the bottom to secure the placket. So I'm going to sew a straight line right here at the bottom, right below. Hold on. Let me just put them together and show you. Why tell you when I can show you? Okay, right here at the bottom of the placket, it would help if the back thing was straight. Pulling that back straight. And right here at the bottom of the placket, we're going to sew a straight line right here. And then if you want to, on top of the placket right here, you can sew like a square and an X on top of it. And we're just doing a straight stitch. So first I'm going to sew a line right here to secure, and then I'm going to go and sew a square and an X right here so the two plackets are met together. Let me do that step again so I can show you one more time. So the plackets were out like so. And we're gonna start with our left placket. If you're facing forward towards you, this is my left placket. I'm gonna fold it forward like this. So, and I'm gonna tuck it behind, see? Behind the shirt. Then I'm gonna fold this one over and I'm gonna tuck it behind the shirt as well in front of that other one. See how easy that was? So easy peasy. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew that bottom. It came out. Put it all the way in there. I'm gonna sew that bottom first to secure, and then I'm gonna sew that square with a little X on it. 'Cause it looks cool. Okay, let me do that, and then we'll move on to our next step. Make sure they're all lined up at the back too, on top of each other. All right, so it is sewn together. So now we're gonna grab our plackets and we're gonna mark their halves. Mark the half, and you can just draw a little line to mark it. Mark it, mark it. And the other half of the other one as well. And mark it. Because when you come with your color, that's where you're gonna be stopping at. Okay, so now that that's marked, we're gonna go ahead and sew the shoulders together for our front and our back. We put my shoulders right side up. And I'm gonna put my other shoulders right side on top of them. And we're going to sew the shoulders together. Sew that raw edge right sides together of the shoulders. Shoulder seam, shoulder seam. In case you're wondering what I'm wearing the new adult cold shoulder romper. It is super cute and I love it so much. So yes, that is what I'm wearing. And in case you also were wondering, this I'm using is cotton lycra on my top. That's what I'm using. Okay. Shoulders are on. We see that it's almost a shirt. Oh, are you surprised at how easy that placket was? That was such a good placket and I love it. It was super easy. I know we were all scared of plackets, but you know what? They're not that scary. I'm gonna grab my color now and I'm gonna fold it right sides together. Right sides together, meeting at the raw edges. I'm just gonna give it a little bit. No, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna steam it because we're gonna turn it again. So I'm gonna sew those sides right here. Sew the sides. You preferred stretch stitch method. And then I'm going to turn it. See, this is why I said, no, never mind, I don't want to steam it. Turn it around. Okay. Now we can steam it. I'm going to just use the pen to kind of poke that out a little bit all the way to the edge. Okay. I'm going to steam, steam, steam. Steam, steam, steam. Okay. And we're going to mark our center of my collar. And usually I do like a little clippity clip right there. Just a little tiny snip, something that you won't even see once you sew it together. We're gonna find our shoulder seams and we're gonna go to the back and we're gonna find our back area. Now, what we're going to do is we're gonna grab our collar and let me make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. I just mean like my pattern. I was trying to make sure my pattern is facing the right way. So I'm going to meet those raw edges right here at the bottom and that seam right there, like where we marked the middle. And what we're going to do is right here where we found that half, we're going to stretch our color all the way to that mark right there. And then we're going to bring this side, the side that's already serged or finished, right on top of that, fold it at the middle. So, see, this is my fold, middle fold, and my neck, my collar, sorry, stops at the part that I made the line, the middle of my placket. But this will come right on top of it. So half of this does not have the placket in it. Only half of it has the placket in it. Okay? It's just kind of sandwiched, that color is sandwiched between the placket. But again, the color stops at that half point. And now we're going to meet those raw edges and stretch the color slightly for it to match up to the middle. Okay, so we're stretching that color slightly so it matches up. The raw edges match up. And pin, 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 pin. There we go. Perfect. Perfecto. Okay, and we're gonna do that to the same to the other side. So here comes my collar. Here is my placket opened up. You see it? I'm going to put my color up to that line, which is the first part of the placket, up to the line. And then I'm going to fold, see that placket fold right there? On that same fold, I'm going to fold it backwards and put it right on top of my collar. So the color is sandwiched between the two placket, the placket front and placket back. And remember, the collar only goes halfway in the placket. And pin. And then we're going to stretch the color a little bit to match up with the shirt. And we're going to pin. And now we're going to sew the raw edge of the color all the way around. Starting on one end, going all the way to the other end. Remember, you're stretching to make it fit. And that, I'm actually going to pin it lower down here so it doesn't move. I'm going to put a pin down here at the bottom so it doesn't move out of the way. And I'll do the same on the other side. And we're going to sew. At the end, again, I'm moving my pin down so that way it is, my color is still trapped in there and it doesn't want to move out of the way as I'm trying to sew that bottom piece, so I'm trapping it again. Yes. Alright, so as you can see, I went all the way around, but remember my color only went to the middle of it, okay? Now we're gonna grab our, ouchie. We're gonna grab our binding. We're gonna fold it right sides together. This is what's going to hide that seam. So that way when your collar is folded down, you can't see, you see the seam? You can't see this like seam right here. You see like my color will be folded down and then this lifts up. We don't want to see that. We want to hide it. So we're going to grab this and we're going to put it right on top of my right sides together of my collar, and then we're going to sew it on.
Okay. So we're gonna pin it. And so I'm pinning it all the way around that, meeting those raw edges around the collar. Pin, 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 pin. Okay, I'm gonna be pinning, pinning, pinning. All right, and you're gonna end at the middle of the thing again, of the placket again, just like you did with the other one. So let's sew that on with your preferred sewing, stitching, stitch method. And my preferred method is my serger. So I'm gonna sew that on right there, all the way around. And then we'll come back and we'll fold that down. And that will cover our serge edge. Finished sewing it on. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and fold it down. Okay, fold it down over that seam. We're just folding it down over that seam. I'm gonna pin this right here and then I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. Folding it down over that seam. So we are covering that ugly, ugly seam. Okay. There's my seam right there. Here's my binding. I'm folding it down. Don't look at my ugly nails right now. I haven't done them in a little bit. I've been too busy sewing. So we fold these down. We keep going, folding it down just like this all the way around. And then we're going to top stitch. Now keep in mind that you are going to see a little tiny bit, just a little tiny bit. You're gonna see a little bit of the thread behind here when the top stitching thread. So you wanna make sure that you find some thread that's gonna be like blend in, unless you want it to show. It's up to you, really. I mean, you're the one sewing your shirt, and you can do whatever you want. I'm all for your own personal style. So if you want to do a colorful thread, go for it. I'm all for that. But I'm gonna go with a straight stitch and top stitch along the edge stitch all the way along the edge of that collar. Let's do that. Almost done. We're literally almost done. That was probably the hardest part of the whole shirt. And that wasn't even that hard, was it? No. Alright, I sewed it all the way around. And let me just tell you that as you're sewing, make sure your back is nice and straightened out so that it doesn't do anything weird. How do I know, and what makes me tell you that? I mean, I'm just saying, I just want you to be careful. There's no real reason for me to say that. I mean, you know, I didn't make a mistake. You know, I'm just telling you, I don't want you to make a mistake. I just know that there's a big possibility that it could get cut under and bunched up, and then you have to use, say, a seam ripper. I think that's the tool that you use when you make a mistake. I'm not really sure, you know, because, you know, I don't make any of those. So yeah, just make sure that when you're sewing that on, your fabric is nice and taut and it's not like bunching up and trying to crawl up and get in there, because you're doing it, because I was doing it from this side. I mean, because you might be doing it from this side, so you won't see it. So now that that's done, we're gonna go ahead and turn our placket out and use whatever tool you've got around you, an orange stick, a tweezers for your sewing machine, whatever, and turn that around all the way around. Was that not such an easy placket? Like, was that as hard as you thought it was gonna be? Like, that was so easy. I was so scared and hesitant, and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be so hard. Was it hard? Be honest with me. Let me know in the comments. That was not hard. If you tell me that was hard, then I guess, I will believe you. And I will tell you this. It gets easier with practice. And the more you do it, the better it will be. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and trim these little pieces of thread everywhere, you know, because I don't know about you, but I always have pieces of thread everywhere. Don't look at my arm because I mistakenly kind of steamed some fabric that, anyway. I don't make mistakes. I'm sorry. I make, what is it, happy accidents? Okay, we're going to make sure, see how cute that is? Okay, now what we can do is we're going to go ahead and line up and your shirt, and you can go ahead and work on your buttons, but our color is done. Look at it, look at it, look at it. So cool. I love it. Do you love it? Yes, yes you do. The answer is yes. The answer is you love it as much as I do. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and let's pretend we already did our buttons or snaps or whatever it is that you're doing according to your button or snaps or whatever manual. And we're going to go for our pocket. I don't know why I went to do the sleeve. We do our pocket first and then we'll do our sleeve. Let's do that. So I'm gonna grab my pocket, and here's my handy dandy pocket guide. I'm gonna fold it. See, I folded it at that line that it gives me right there. I'm gonna fold that down, and I'm gonna fold it, the pocket right on top of it, making, go on my ruler, folding it right side, wrong sides together, and I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch right there, okay, to make like the top stitch line of like the pocket right there. Let's do it. Edge stitch. Come on, come on. Okay. Edge stitch. If you want to, honestly, if you have a problem with sewing your sewing machine and knit, I would add a little bit of knit interfacing to the back of your pocket. It might help it. Anyway, okay, top stitched. Now I'm gonna fold this 1/4 of an inch in on each side. Two sides, 1/4 of an inch in, 1/4 of an inch in. Do you hear that? 1/4 of an inch. Does that make sense? Is that even a thing? 1/4 of an inch in, and then the bottom too. Up, 1/4 of an inch. Careful you don't burn your fingers, because you know it gets mighty hot. And then other side. You know, when I was a child, my dad had a motorcycle, and I have no idea how I sat on the exhaust pipe of the motorcycle, like literally sat on it, and burned my legs so badly that I have scars in the back of my leg. Why did I just tell you that? I don't know. But anyway, just don't burn yourself in an iron. That's all I'm trying to say. It is very hot. Don't do it. It's not fun. Okay. 1/4 of an inch in on both sides and bottoms. And I'm gonna grab my front pattern piece, find where my pocket goes, and I usually rip this out, my pocket placement guide. I rip it out, but I'm just gonna mark it with my finger where my middle of my pocket is and just put it right there. But usually I cut it out and then I mark it, but just did the easy way. I'm gonna be making plenty more of these because I tell you, my son loves them. He's gonna be so excited when he sees this because he's been begging me to put colors. Like literally, I've sewn things for him. I sewed the Henley the other day, the pocket Henley, and he's like, "Mom, can you put a color on this?" I'm like, "Kid, really?" And so when I saw that this pattern was coming out, I was like, need it, as if I didn't already need all of the Ellie and Mac patterns. Oh, also, you can now trim that back piece I forgot to trim it, but you probably like, what, we're just gonna leave that there? If you want to, yeah, you can. Up to you, but I'm not going to. So now I'm gonna go ahead and top stitch this on, sewing down, side, side, up. So not the top, because that's where the kid's hand's gonna go in. Don't wanna do that. So let's go ahead and top stitch that all the way around. All right, actually, what I forgot to tell you is if you want to, you can use some of that fabric tape and tape your pocket, glue your pocket down first before you sew it on, so you can sew it on really straight. And I didn't do that, but it turned out pretty good. Pocket on. Love it. Okay, now we're gonna do our sleeves. I got my arm side right here, opened up. Can't see it because my beautiful, beautiful color is in the way. Okay, arm side here. I'm gonna grab my sleeves. Got 2 of them. I'm gonna grab one to show you. And I'm going to clip it. Clip it. Or mark it, however you wanna do it. The top of the color. And actually I did this wrong because I'm gonna be facing it this way. Because I wanna place my sleeve right sides together, and that part I marked, we're gonna place it right at the shoulder seam. And we're gonna go down to one side, matching those raw edges together all the way down to the edge. And then we're gonna do the same for the other side. Which side? The other side. All the way down. And now we're going to sew that together. And we're going to do that same thing for the other sleeve as well. So let me sew the sleeve on. Let me do it, I said. Are you talking to me? Are you telling me something? Let me know. I want to hear everything you've got to say. Right. Sleeve is on. Now we're gonna face them right sides together, matching at the armpit seam, and then going all the way up the sleeve, and all the way down the side of the shirt. But honestly, like I was saying, I love hearing from you all. I love hearing that you sew with me. I love hearing that I help you. It's like, I'm like so excited, like, yay, every time that somebody says this. I'm like, I can't, it's just really exciting because I feel like I'm sewing with you all. I feel like I'm sewing with a bunch of friends, but sometimes it's like, or am I just talking to myself? But then when I see the comments and you're like, I'm sewing with you, I'm like, yes, I knew it. I have peeps out there. So yeah, let me know. I want to know you're with me. Yes. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and sew all this up. And I'll keep you on because I already did the other side. And we are almost done. You know, I usually don't keep it when I'm sewing this because my serger is so loud. I don't know if you can hear me. So just imagine in your head while I'm sewing this, you have some like background music like that. Dim, do, dim, 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 do, do. There you go. Did it help? Yeah? I knew it. Told you it would help. Yeah. Now that's going to be stuck in your head. Alright, so if you already did the other side, like I did already, we are basically done. Except for I'm just pretending I already did my buttons, which I didn't. So I'm going to have to go back and do those. But if you are hemming your sleeves in your shirt, you are done. All you gotta do is hem 1/2 inch. You know what stinks? My cover stitch has black thread in it, which means I'm going to have to switch the thread to a color that matches, unless I just go with black, which it's not really gonna match. But I mean, as it is, this shirt is already upside down, so really, it's a funky shirt, That's all right. It's a style design. I meant to do it upside down because I'm breaking all the rules, all the style rules, and yes, and I am making a new trend. So if you're not sewing your shirts upside down, your patterns upside down, then I don't know where you are. This is 2019. You seriously aren't sewing your patterns upside down? I don't know what you're doing. I'm just teasing. I don't usually sew my patterns upside down. I don't know if it's a trend. I'm gonna make it a trend. Let's make it a trend together. Yes. I am going to start a campaign to make shirts patterns upside down. So if you're with me, raise your hand right now. Raise your hand and let's start making everything upside down. Are you with me? Are you with me? Teasing. You don't have to do it. You can if you want. And I'll have a shirt of my son to match, and I'll probably will have some shirts of mine to match before we know it. Look, it's starting with this one. Look at this, stripes don't even match. And like, how hard would it have been for me to like move it over? Like, that's not even an inch. That's like, what is that? What is that? Really? Oh, my hair doesn't even cover it. Now I gotta grow hair so I can cover my flaws. It's okay. I meant to do it that way. All right, my cuff. If you're not doing cuffs, then you're done, my friend. And good going. Good job. You did it. It's like a, what is it? Like good job. And then like Facebook does a little like handprint and he goes like, that's what I'm doing. It. Thumbs up. Good job. Like it. All right, folding it. Wrong sides together. Steam, steam, steam. Memory. Fold. Now I'm gonna fold it short raw edge together. You know, somebody showed me a way to do the cuffs a little bit differently the other day. And I don't even want to show you because it's embarrassing, because I should go back and fix it and I haven't. But I will, because, you know, you all like to see me fail. Not in a bad way. I don't take it in a bad way. I'm not. Okay, I folded this back over. Now the wrong sides are touching, and this is seam to seam right here on this side. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just kind of comical. And the reason why, I know it's always kind of nice to know, like, even people who make videos like me, make all kinds of mistakes and do things and then realize like, okay, I did not do that right. It's a learning curve, you know, so I'm learning myself, and I like you to see that, because sometimes I watch things and everything's just perfect. Everything is not just perfect. We do make mistakes. We're human. And so I like you to know that you can always fix mistakes, even though sometimes I just don't fix them. I fold them. My word, literally, like, I'm gonna show you what happened. So somebody taught me how to make cuffs, and I am hard at learning. I have a hard time learning things, new things. I have to repeat and do it a few times and make mistakes before I actually realize, okay, this is how you do it, you know? So I don't know if you learn that way too. That's just how I learn. I twist turns around. Things don't make sense in my mind sometimes. You know, and I say things backwards, and, you know, but anyway, so she did fold and fold, and I can't remember for the life of me. I need to go back and look at it. It was like fold it down half and then fold it again and then sew one edge, and then when you turn it, it ends up giving you like how you're supposed to have it. I don't know. This is what I ended up doing. Like, it's all crooked, whatever. And like, it was so easy when she did it. Like, honestly, I'm like, oh, I need to learn that. But I need to go back and check it out so I can learn it. I'm still trying to figure out what I did wrong. Well, I kind of did it on this one. And then I went to attach it. and I attached it on backwards. Do you see my seam right there? There's no seam on this side. There's seam on this side. See that seam right there? What did I do? I could seam rip the whole thing and take it apart, but I just folded it down like a cuff. See? Disappeared. No seam anywhere. And it looks awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome. That's all I know about that song. Okay. But yeah, so that's what I did. But I'm going to show you the way that I do it because it's already this way. I'm going to learn that way, and in one of my next tutorials, I am going to teach you how to do it this way, that she did it, and it was really good. That's the way I'm going to teach you next time. Okay, I put a pin on this side, I folded it, I go to the front, I'm going to mark it, so I'm going to half it, that's my half, and put a pin on there. Then I'm going to do the same for my sleeve. Here's my seam. I'm going to go to the part over here and cut it, clip it, nip it. And then I'm going to fit my cuff right into my shirt, right sides together. And match that seam. Match that seam! I don't even know why sometimes, like, and then I'm going to match the notch over here. Why sometimes things come into my mind, like, do you ever watch, like, that show, whatever it was called? And it's like, move that bus, you know? Okay, well, that was match that seam. And I don't know why that came from because that's years ago since I watched that show. Okay, now the raw edges are together. You might have to stretch a little bit of the sleeve to match up the cuff because the cuff is a little bit smaller and that's what brings it together. Ooh, that was weird. Okay, I'm going to sew that around. Sorry, I told you. No, did I tell you? No, maybe? I had coffee today. So, yeah, coffee. All right, here we go. Sewing that together. Ah! I just pinned myself. There's blood! I'm gonna wrap this piece of back of the color around my thumb because, okay, my shirt is already upside down. What other mistake did I make? I don't remember. But I don't also want blood on it. I tell you, I love hate pins. I love to hate pins. I love to hate pins. I love to hate pins. Done and done. Cuffed and cuffed. Well, really, it's only one cuff, so I can't really say cuffed and cuffed. I can say cuffed. And I don't know why I didn't do the other cuff already, but I didn't. But I will. But my shirt is done. Look at how cute this is. This could have come straight out of a fashion magazine, upside down and all, because, you know, that's what's in style nowadays, the upside down fabric. So, yes, get to it. Look at how cool that is. Okay, and I'll tell you, upside down in the back and in the front. Upside down both sides. And you know what's funny? When I was cutting this fabric, I asked my husband, I said, which side is the right side and which side is, like, which way is upside down, which way is right side up? And we figured it out. And I still cut it wrong. Like, really? No, I didn't cut it wrong. I meant to do it. Sorry, forgot. The things I say. All right. I'm going to work on my other cuff. I am going to attach my buttons or snaps. I'm not really sure. I haven't made up my mind. Snaps are easier. Buttons are fine too, whatever. And you know what? This has barely any overlap. It's knit. It stretches. Honestly, and like in all honesty, I might just like fake the buttons. Like literally just put buttons on there for pretend. Like sew them on without any buttonholes in there. Because I am cool like that, you know? So, yeah, let me know what you're gonna do. Did you sew your buttons on? Did you be cool like me? Did you be cool like me? You know? Anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop rambling on and I'm gonna tell you that I want you to come visit us at our Instagram. Like our Instagram follow our Instagram. It's this whole different dialect over on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram and come share our pictures. tag us when you share pictures, and you could be featured in our Instagram page. Yes, do it. And then also follow us on, join us on Facebook and show us all your creations. We'd love to see pictures of what you're making. I want to see pictures of your kiddos wearing this awesome shirt. I want to see patterns upside down. I'm counting on you, okay? Somebody, please, somebody out there, make me feel better and make an upside down shirt, because I will love you forever. And if you do, I will give you a $10 Ellie and my gift certificate. Yes, the first person I see. Now, if I see a bunch of people, I'm just going to do it to the first person I see. So the first person that tags me and puts that on, I'll give you $10 Ellie and my gift certificate. Yes! So go, do it now, run, do it. Okay, so that is so exciting. I can't wait. Okay, if you do it, I'm gonna be so excited. Please do it. Like, it will be so sad if years from now I'm like sitting in my deathbed thinking, there was that one day I made that shirt upside down and people didn't even do it with me. So you don't want that, and you're conscious. So you need to go do it and show it to me. First person to tag me on it will give a $10 Ellie and my gift certificate from me. Okay, so yes, do it. All right. Come show us your pictures, even if you don't do it upside down. I want to see them. And then we will see. Oh, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, because they want to make this top as well. If they don't know how to sew, if they don't have a sewing machine, they want to watch me because they want to be inspired to get their own sewing machine and get started, so they can sew with you. And you can both sew together with me, and we can all sew together, and we can form like a club of girls and guys and everyone sewing together. Kids, grandmas, grandpas, moms, dads, all kinds of people sewing together. Awesomeness. All right, I hope you have a good rest of your night. I will let you go, or your day, or whatever time it is that you're watching this at. Middle of the night, middle of the day. Okay, I need to stop rambling on. Too much coffee. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Comment, like, share. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I'll see you all next time for our next sewing tutorial.